Welcome to Today's Homeowner with Danny Lipford. Expert advice on improving your home from remodeling contractor Danny Lipford and the home improvement pros from Today's Homeowner magazine.
Hey, let's do some bathroom remodeling. You can see we already have a great start on it. And this week we'll show you two complete bathroom renovations involving removing all of the fixtures inside these two bathrooms and putting everything back together. One of them is your typical hall bathroom that has your toilet, your tub, and a small sink. The other one is a master bathroom. You know, people are always looking for ways to expand the master bathroom, and in this case, we just had no place to go to expand it, so we're reallocating the space to make more effective use of the room that we have. We'll show you both of these projects from start to finish. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back. Now this is the typical hall bathroom I was telling you about, where it leads right off of the upstairs hallway with a bedroom here and a bedroom here. Now before we started all the tear out on this bathroom, it was a very old 40-year-old bathroom with ceramic on the floor and on all of the walls. And even though it was decorated nicely as a children's bathroom, it was still very out of date. The homeowners wanted to completely remove all of the walls so that we could get rid of the ceramic and install a brand new tub. But with it at this stage, I can show you a little bit about the anatomy of a typical bathroom. And some of the things I'm about to show you are probably in your walls in your bathroom. This is copper drain lines, very commonly used, but also you can use materials like plastic, and also some of the older houses will have cast iron in it. And actually, in this house, in several areas that we've discovered, has a little bit of cast iron that's integrated in the drain lines. Now, water lines, very common to use copper. You can also use a variety of different types of plastic pipe, but different parts of the country has different codes on what's required in that particular area. Now you'll also notice a 2x6 wall here. The rest of the bathroom has 2x4 walls. The reason for the increased depth here is it's needed to get all these lines inside the wall, particularly areas where the water lines may pass in front of the drain line like this. Now when we tore out all of the ceramic floor here, we really found some problems. One of the problems that it appeared that the old toilet flange, which was a copper flange, had leaked a little water over the years under the ceramic and caused a large area of water damage on the subfloor. So all of that had to be replaced. And as a precaution, we replaced the old copper flange with plastic so that that wouldn't be a problem. And we're keeping it covered up here just to keep all of that debris out of it during the rest of the renovation. Also, we've installed the cement backer board, screwed it down so that later we can install our ceramic straight down over it. Now there's a little bit more carpentry work that took place, including some 2x2 furring strips that we nailed to the front of the original studs. And the reason we needed to increase this distance here is so that it would line up properly with our new tub. That way our drywall can come straight down, and then our cultured marble that'll be installed for the tub surround can come down and butt right to the tub. The older tub was a little bit longer, so we had to reduce this to accommodate that. Now very little work had to be done basically in this bathroom in terms of carpentry work, but it's not the same case in the master bath. Now we have a bathroom full of plumbers here, and they've really been faced with a challenge because most of the time when you have a floor system between the first and second floor, it's built with either 2x10s or 2x12s. Here we're working with 2x8s. And because of having to notch out for so many of the drain lines and relocating the plumbing fixtures in this room, they've had to really notch out quite a bit, and really has compromised the integrity of the whole floor system. We brought the carpenters in to header off a number of the floor joists to give them a plumbing chase area to relocate the toilet and the supply lines for several of the other fixtures. Now after they complete their work, the carpenters will be back up to really strengthen these areas to make sure we have a good solid subfloor. Now we've relocated almost every one of the plumbing fixtures from the original bathroom. Originally we had a 5-foot tub along this wall, and we had a large wall between the tub and the toilet area. Then we had a vanity on the other side. The homeowners wanted a double vanity, a double sink in the vanity. We were able to handle that. And they wanted a separate shower with the tub. So we are positioning the shower on this side of the bathroom and the tub area here, which works out great because of the nice natural light they'll get from the window. Then, after everything's completed here and the inspections are done, then we can come back and install all of our subflooring and go back with ceramic on this. Now, this will really be a dramatic change over what they started with here and what they'll end up with, and we'll follow it right through completion. Next, our simple solution.
Get ready to review your fix-it list as Danny and today's Homeowner Magazine repair and maintenance editor Joe Truini show you this week's simple solution. Brought to you by Dodge.
Almost everybody has one of these in their home for cleaning the barbecue grill or maybe keeping all of the rust off the garden tools, but when it starts looking like this, you may want to go buy you another one.
You'd think so, Danny, but actually when a wire brush gets all deformed like this, you can save it by cutting off the damaged end. The reason that the brush turns out like this is most people use it in a forward motion and these bristles get all bent over, but the rest of the brush, you notice, is actually in pretty good shape. So all you need to do is put it into a vise, and clamp it really securely, and then use a hacksaw to cut off the damaged end.
Now, Joe, this is wood. Why would you use a hacksaw?
Well, the reason I like using a hacksaw is that these metal bristles go down into the wood, and you don't want to damage the blade of a good wood saw.
Makes
so
sense.
I just use a hacksaw here. Cuts nice cleanly right through that. Now you notice at the end is kind of rough and squared, but you can just round that over with a belt sander.
That's great. You could cut that off several times and really get some life out of the wire brush here.
As you mentioned earlier, wire brushes are great for cleaning barbecue grills. What I have here is a brush that has a paint scraper blade attached to it. And I've taken a round file and cut 2 semicircular grooves in it, so that after you're through cooking, you use it to scrape the grease right off the bars of the grill.
Now, if you're going to use a wire brush for cleaning your charcoal grill, then you may need to get a second one so that you're not using a greasy brush on all of your garden tools. Well, it looks like progress to me here in this hall bathroom. The drywall contractors completed all of their work, and the plumbers completed everything necessary, including the shower valve and the toilet. All of that's done. Now, also, the ceramic tile installer was in yesterday, and he installed all of the 12 by 12 simulated marble tiles, and he'll be back today to put in all of the grout. Then we'll have to stay off of it a day to really let it dry real well. Also, our cabinet man's been by, and this is one of the big improvements we made in the use of this bathroom. Instead of the 32-inch vanity like we had before, we added a full foot to the overall vanity size. Now, what this enables us to do, since this bathroom is being shared by the 2 children in the house, we're able to give one of the children this side of the vanity and added a drawer to it, and the other child this side. So you have a little bit of difference there, and then you have the center area here. Also, we added a small shelf under the vanity to allow you to utilize a little more of that storage. Now, this is a big improvement. Anytime you have a chance to enlarge the vanity, it really does help your storage capacity in a bathroom. But what you want to be careful of, as far as from the side of your cabinet to the center of your toilet, you want to make sure you're getting at least 12 inches. Here we're around 13 3/4, so we have a good safe distance. You don't want to get too close to the toilet to allow you plenty of room there. Now, in the master bathroom, we also enlarged the size of the original vanity, but for a different reason. Now, the 2 things the homeowners really wanted to accomplish with their vanity space here in the master bathroom includes going from a 1 bowl arrangement to 2 bowls. So we have 1 here and 1 here. So that's no problem. The other one is a good knee space so that the lady of the house could sit down to apply that makeup. Here we have 24-inch width, which is the right width. I see some of them only 18 inches, and that's just not enough space. Also, it's a great idea to have a little lap drawer here, perfect for some of the storage needs. Now, speaking of storage, to fully utilize your entire cabinet, whether it's custom cabinets like this or manufactured cabinets, go for the ones with the shelving on the inside. This short little narrow shelving on each side really can help you maximize that space. Now, earlier in the show, we looked at this area and everything was all wide open, and the plumbers were busy putting down all of their plumbing drains and water lines. After that was completed and all inspections were completed, our carpenters beefed up the floor well, put down plywood, and then installed 1/2-inch backer boards, cement backer boards. You can see a little bit of it here under the tub. Now, they glued and screwed that down so that we could have the ceramic installer install the ceramic straight down to the cement board. Now this is a simulated marble look, very, very popular, and if you like the look of marble, but you really don't want to pay the cost of it, this is a great alternative. This is much less than the actual marble itself. And as I mentioned earlier about the hall bath, he'll be in here soon to go ahead and grout all of this out. Then we'll have to stay out of here for a day and let it get good and dry. Now the tub's in place, and this is a 5-foot tub and projects out all the way out 42 inches. So it's a good, nice, deep tub, even though we just have the 5-foot space to work with. Now our cultured marble contractor will come in and put cultured marble under the lip of the tub and down the front of the tub and create a little skirt or surround area right on around. He'll wrap all of this and make the 2 walls for the shower. And then we'll have glass coming up here and a shower door here. So really, this is accomplishing everything the homeowners wanted, even though we really didn't add any space to this. Reallocating the space we had has made a big difference. Stay with us. Before this show's up, everything will be finished.
It's time to check out this week's best new product with Danny and today's Homeowner Magazine Editor-in-Chief, Paul Spring. Brought to you by the Home Depot.
Faucet manufacturers are always looking for ways to combine style and function. Well, Paul's found one that's done just that.
Well, Danny, it's the style that got us on this one. We love this. It's the Waterfall from Delta, and they've had this shape in the past. It's a very high arc like this. Great for putting big pots underneath and all this, but it's also a pull-out sprayer. 60-inch hose, you can practically water the plants with it, but they also redesigned, as you can see, the entire pull-out sprayer. Very thin in here, which is not only stylish, but they've addressed function as well, as you mentioned. First of all, the actuator here. That's between thumb and forefinger.
That's a lot easier than the center actuator that's really a little awkward to use.
You bet. Often you end up with another hand in there even. They've also, as you'll see from the underside, made some changes here too.
That's kind of odd. What's the reason for that surface?
Well, it's oval so that you get a wider sprayer pattern, but it also has rubber nozzles you'll see here. A lot of faucet manufacturers have gone to this because with hard water, mineral deposits can just be wiped away before they become a problem.
You know, these pull-out sprayers have become very popular, but this is another thing that's become very popular is the pump soap dispenser. But it's great that they've packaged this all together so that the styling's all the same.
You bet. When you have individual mounting like this, depending on the number of holes in your sink, you can really put a number of accessories in there. Very popular, very functional.
Now, if you're considering a pull-out sprayer faucet like this is another great option. Well, the cultured marble contractor's really been busy, and he's basically completed the shower stall. He has his wall here, and has even put in a couple nice little shelves there for the shampoo bottles and conditioner and such. Then the recessed soap dish is always a good amenity in any shower situation. Of course, he has a little bit more work to do with the outside trim piece here, capping off the half wall and everything needed to finish up the tub, but he's waiting on the plumber to finish all of his work before he proceeds on with that. Of course, the shower valve's in place here and the shower extension here. This is all ready to go. Also, earlier in the show, we looked at the ceramic tile floor that had been installed but not grouted. Now it's all grouted, and I really like the way the homeowners picked out a gray grout that really brings out a lot of the color of the veining in the ceramic tile itself. That's a great idea. And also, keeping it covered up at this stage in the job really minimizes any damage you may have with all of the workmen coming in and out, finishing up their jobs. Also, we keep the new cultured marble top covered up. You can see it's installed with a real simple oval bowl design that's all integrated in, and all of the holes for the lavatory faucet have also been drilled. Now this is real important why you need to select your lavatory faucets earlier so that the cultured marble man knows what type of holes to drill, whether it's an 8-inch or 4-inch spread faucet, and the plumber knows exactly where to bring out his drain and his water lines under the vanity. You know, there's so much to choose from and so much to consider when you're selecting plumbing fixtures. We thought it would be a good idea to take you to our plumbing showroom and show you some of the things that are out there that are available and some of the things you need to consider. I really like the nickel finish. I'm with Stephanie Montgomery, who is a showroom consultant in this plumbing showroom, and it's a perfect place for a homeowner to start when they're selecting their fixtures, but what should they bring with them?
Well, first of all, I recommend that they bring their house plans in so we can sit down and look at how many bathrooms there is, make a list of what they're going to need. That way we can figure out their allowance and go from there.
Okay, you know, allowances are very important because faucets can go from $75 to $750, so you really have to have those guidelines. What are you seeing homeowners really choosing now? What's really popular?
The satin nickel finishes are really popular right now, even the combination finishes, pedestal lavatories in powder rooms, and drop-in lavatories.
Okay, now you hear a lot about lifetime warranties. Everybody talks about that when you're talking about fixtures. Is there anything really to that?
Oh yeah, that's real important. A lifetime warranty on polished brass now, where they used to not be, as well as the mechanism of the faucets, and all the brands we carry do have a lifetime warranty.
Okay, I know you really help us contractors out a lot when you recommend to homeowners to really select that shower tub valve at the very start of their selections, because that has to go in the wall.
And
what do you think about that?
That's real important, and I'll show you some selections over here.
Okay, great. Now I can see all the finishes available here, but what are some of the things homeowners really need to consider when selecting the tub shower valves?
Well, they need to, first of all, make sure what brand valve goes behind the wall, that the same brand trim has to fit on it. So they need to allow themselves some time to make the right selection.
Okay, all right, and of course the Scald Guard mandates that the federal government has now on shower valves really limits it a little bit on what you can select.
It limits it as far as doing single lever only, but you still have a lot of options as far as your finishes, your handles, and even your shower heads.
Okay, shower heads. Now, people are really going overboard these days and putting more and more shower heads, I guess because of the larger showers that are out there. Are you seeing a lot of that, multi-head units?
That's real popular right now. Like
Okay.
you said, master showers are bigger, so people are putting 3 to 4 body sprays, even hand showers, and a shower head.
Okay, and that's something that homeowners need to decide on real early in the project.
Yeah, real early.
Okay, all right, now what about the handheld showers? We're seeing a lot of those go in too with some of the sliding bar mechanisms and this type of thing. That's kind of neat for maybe other members of the family.
They're popular because they're handy with little kids, and they really help elderly.
Okay, also I understand it kind of makes it a little easier to keep everything clean as well.
That's right.
Okay, well thanks Stephanie, you got a great looking showroom and appreciate you showing us around.
Now let's go outside for Around the Yard with Danny and lawn and garden expert Barbara Katz. Brought to you by Scott's Lawn Products, for a great lawn, guaranteed.
You know, if you're going to take really good care of your lawn, there are a few basic things you need to do to take really good care of your lawnmower.
And most of those things involve just cleaning it each time after you finish mowing. You can take a large brush like this, just really wipe it down good. And the reason for this is you don't want any debris, any of the grass clippings or anything to get inside the gas tank, the air filter, the rope mechanism here, or here on the back, the cooling fins of the motor, because that is what keeps it good and cool since it's an air-cooled engine. Also, periodically take your air filter cap off and take a look at the filter. This particular one was nice and clean. We cleaned it up recently, so we're not having a problem with it. But if you have any debris in there, you need to soak it in soap and water and then dry it well, put a little bit of oil on it, and then put it back in.
Now you should also check the undercarriage because you're going to get a lot of grass caked up there. But before you do that, you got to undo the spark plug.
Underneath, just taking a putty knife, you can really scrape away any of the clippings that are under here, particularly on any wet grass that you may be cutting, to really get all of that debris off of there. Once it cools off, you can spray the rest of the debris off with a water hose. But you know, there's several things you need to do at least once a year. That includes changing the oil in the motor, also changing the spark plug, and make sure you keep the blade good and sharp. Well, all the bathrooms are complete and the homeowners are really looking forward to using their new Whirlpool tub. Now, both here in the master bathroom as well as the hall bathroom, we accomplished what the homeowners wanted, and that's a more efficient use of the space and a more modern look in their bathrooms. I'm Danny Lipford. We'll see you next week here on Today's Homeowner.